now like to shed light on some crucial aspects that greatly impact the operations and success of suppliers in the food industry. These factors play a significant role in shaping the business landscape and require careful consideration by all parties involved. Allow me to present to you the key areas of concern. Firstly, we must address the concept of force majeure, which are unforeseeable circumstances beyond our control that can disrupt the delicate balance of the supply chain. So, natural disasters like hurricane and earthquakes, epidemics, and wars are prime examples of such events. These occurrences can directly interfere with the delivery process of products and impede the availability of essential raw materials. Consequently, the ability of suppliers to meet the demands of their consumers is significantly hampered. Secondly, the quality and standards of hygiene are paramount when dealing with food. Stringent control measures must be implemented to ensure the safe handling of the ingredients. If they fail to adhere to these practices, it can lead to contamination of the food, posing several health risks to consumers. Additionally, various safety regulations exist, which depend on the location. So, imposing strict standards that companies in the food industry must comply with. Any failure to meet these quality and safety requirements can tarnish the company image, can negatively impact in their sales, and even result in legal repercussions. Moreover, supply and demand dynamics are critical in the success of suppliers. Accurate forecasting of consumption is vital to effectively manage the capacity and production. The fluctuations in the market demand present risks that suppliers must navigate carefully because any inability to meet the market demands, both in terms of quantity and in timely delivery, can have severe consequences for suppliers and their ability to serve their customers effectively. The fourth aspect we need to address is the price variation. The cost of goods sold by suppliers is subject to market behavior, so shortage of raw materials can drive to increase the cost, impacting the selling price of its goods. Such price fluctuations pose a risk to the profitability of suppliers. Consequently, it's crucial for suppliers to closely monitor the market trends and adapt their pricing strategies according to maintain a healthy bottom line. Lastly, we cannot overlook the significance of market competitiveness. In today's dynamic business environment, suppliers face the constant risk of losing customers to their competitors. Companies then must continually innovate and strive to satisfy the evolving needs of their consumers. So they need to identify how they can make better and maybe increase the options they give to the market. Even the slightest oversight in terms of quality, pricing, lead time, location, or service can result in the decline in customer base. To thrive in this competitive landscape, suppliers must stay ahead of the curve, closely follow the market trends, and consistently provide exceptional value to their customers.
First of all, I would like to evaluate the quality of the product. For the diversity of goods, there was no set menu at Five Guys, and it was divided into 5 categories: single, burger, hot dog, sandwich, French fries, and milkshake. Compared to other franchises such as McDonald's and Burger King, the menu of Five Guys was relatively very small. Also, one of the disadvantages is that there is no vegan menu in burger. First, functionality of product packaging. The packages Five Guys looked stronger because it was not a thin layer of paper compared to the packaging of other franchises. For freshness of the ingredients, the freshness of meat and vegetables was very good for me. Also, customers can decide what I want to put in or take out of the 50 ingredients. And the next one is for price of the product. First of all, affordability is I think it's quite expensive because I ordered a cheeseburger and fries. The price of cheeseburger was 10.45 euros and the small price was 3.95, and it was quite higher than other franchises. But also, the price of French fries was 3.595, and the price of milkshake, the signature menu of Five Guys, was 6.85, which is very high. And for discount option and promotion, for Five Guys, there is one of the companies that do not carry out promotions for discount options. And for payment and billing, on Five Guys, I use Apple Pay to pay, and I could pay with cash or another cards. As the third one, the delivery of the product, to explain the reason for the evaluation, including the experience of ordering delivery from the brand in the past. They delivered quickly, accurately, and within the pre-announced delivery time. The last one, for the sustainability, compliance with labor laws, they did well. According to a Google search, issue did not exist in France for Five Guys. And the second one, use of sustainable and eco-friendly practices. Our packaging of Five Guys was paper, including cup lid that is paper also. And the third one, commitment to product innovation and development. Five Guys menu has remained unchanged for several years. They only launched special menus that changed the taste of their milkshakes for a short time. And I want to explain about the hygiene standards in the food industry. Sanitary standards include various practices and processes for maintaining cleanliness and sanitation within the food industry. These standards prevent bacteria that are harmful to the human body from reproducing in food. Several practices for hygiene standards are like food handlers need to hand wash frequently, and they need to follow personal hygiene tips like never smoke or never cough over food, or tie back or cover long hair, something like that. And also their cleaning and sanitation is also very important, like ensure that all surfaces, equipment, utensils, and other items that keep cleanliness. And also food storage and handling is one of the important part of hygiene standards. During the COVID period, mask requirements is very important part of their hygiene standards, and hand hygiene and contactless payment and delivery becoming more important during COVID period. Also, social distancing measures like implement social distancing measures such as spacing out tables in a restaurant or installing physical barriers between employees and customers is very important and became during the COVID period.
Now, the evaluation index for McDonald's, starting by the quality of the products, this company tends to have a wide variety of hamburgers, starting by the normal hamburger, the McChicken, the McDouble, the bacon McDouble, the fillet of fish, and the cheeseburger. So it gives a lot of options to their consumers, although they have like a limited menu for the vegetarians. That's why I give it a 90 out of 100. After that, the functionality of the package in terms of protection. I think that it reaches almost all of the expectations. However, in the hamburger, they only use like paper to protect the product. And I think that if they use a box or a more like structured package, it could have a better protection of the consistency and the form of the hamburger. That's why I give it a 85. Then the freshness of the ingredients. McDonald's tends to use fresh ingredients. However, compared to other brands such as Five Guys, they don't look as fresh as those. So that's why I gave it only an 80. Then to evaluate the cost or price of the product in the affordability aspect, well, the average in the industry of a meal is 11 euros, while in McDonald's is an average of 13.63 euros. It's slightly higher. However, I think it's still affordable. That's why I give it an 90 out of 100. Then the discounts, options, and promotions. This company tends to give some promotions, although they are sporadically. So I only gave it a 50 because it's not like a regular thing. And also, they don't they don't do a lot of marketing around this discount. So that's why consumers don't know a lot about this. After that, the payment and billing options. This company has a variety of payments, for example, cash, debit and credit card, and contactless. Although you have to pay in different places depending on the type of payment you will do. So that's why I only gave it a 60. Then the delivery performance, well, the on-time delivery, it depends a lot the time that you have to wait for your order on the number of orders that the franchise has at that time. That's why I gave it an 80, because it's not like a consistent waiting time. After that, the accuracy of the order, they tend to give you always exactly what you order, so that's why I gave it a 90. Then the communication and customer service. In this type of industries, with time, the interaction between consumers and the members of the staff is really limited. So that's why I only gave it a 60, because now the consumer can do almost everything by themselves, and they don't have to communicate with the member staff necessarily. Then the supplier sustainability, the compliance with labor laws. Within France, McDonald's respects the labor laws. There Even though there are some news, as a multinational brand, that in some franchises in other countries they don't respect some government regulations, so this affects the image. That's why I gave it a 90 out of 100. Then the use of sustainable and eco-friendly practices. McDonald's currently make use of certain sustainable practices. However, they have like some areas of improvement. For example, in their packaging, they want for 2025 to achieve this goal that 100% of it is out of maybe renewable, recycled, or certified sources. So that's why a 70. Then the commitment to product innovation and development. McDonald's, well, as I said, is a multinational company, so it tends to innovate constantly to have a tropicalized menu. However, in the market that they are already in, they tend to innovate a little bit less. So I think that they have this as an area of improvement. That's why I gave it an 85. And as a total, it received a 79.25, which is a good score. However, compared to the other brands that we evaluate, it's low. So we think that this will not be the best option for the university to use as a supplier.
Okay, so I went to a location called Chicken and Beef, or Chicken Beef. So I'm going to break down the criteria that we use to evaluate this location. So first, for the product diversification, I gave it a 75. They have a menu. They have a lot of burgers, sandwiches, etc. available. The stuff out of those things, though, they were generally pretty basic. But you could customize them, whatever. So I gave it a 75. I feel like it's a fair middle rating. For the functionality of the product packaging, I also gave it a 75. The packaging was functional. It just seemed a bit unnecessary that for ordering a meal to eat in the restaurant, they would need to fully wrap up the burger and, leave the fries how they are or whatever. So it just seemed a bit unnecessary that they would need to, you're taking it to your table and you're unwrapping it. It's just, sure, 75. Freshness of the ingredients, give it 85. It's hard to really tell. Nothing was wrong with my meal. Everything was great. I went at night, which is usually when they might have some less fresh stuff, but everything was still fresh. So I gave it an 85 overall, pretty good score. Affordability, I gave it a 90. It is quite affordable. There was nothing on the menu. There was no meal combos, which is a burger, chicken sandwich, wrap, plus a drink and fries. There was nothing of that above 10 euros except for one combo. So I myself ate a burger that had both a beef patty and a chicken breast, and with fries and a drink, and that was still under 10 euros. So 90 for the affordability. I think that's a really good rating for that. For discount options and promotions, I gave it a 25. I don't think that they really run discounts. There's not really any specials. They have good prices anyways, and I think people like that. So they don't really, as far as I was able to find, offer promotions. Payment and billing, 100, no problems with that. You can pay card, cash, etc. For fast food. That's is as good as you can get. No problem with either. On-time delivery. The service was quick. It was reasonable. It wasn't instant, but that's a given for, you know, ordering a non-pre-made sandwich. But 85 was fair for the wait time. Accuracy of orders, 100. I made an order. I just added one customization, got exactly what I wanted. So 100 for that. Communication and customer service, the staff was great, very helpful, even accommodating of language barrier, sometimes very friendly. Compliance with labor laws, I could see no problems. I've seen no reports of any mishaps, so we gave it a 95. For use of sustainable and eco-friendly practices, gave it a 60. The reason I gave it a 60 is because there's nothing about the packaging. Well, the wraps for the sandwiches, the wrapping paper is just landfill. So that's not a great thing. For the fries, it was more of a cardboard, which is compostable or recyclable, depending on what material it is. That's the only reason that I gave it even as high as a 60. But there's only one bin for all waste. There's no effort of recycling or organics bin. Everything goes into one garbage bin. I gave it a 60. Maybe it's a little bit too high for that, but I just think that the packaging itself isn't exactly the problem, but the practices are. So, because you can recycle 2/3 of the meal, but you know, the way that it was done, it could be done better. And then commitment to product innovation and development, I gave it a 65. I was a bit unsure about this rating because with fast food place that's generally basic, you're not really seeing much innovation or development. They're kind of offering basic things, but I did like how they offered the meal that I got, which was the chicken patty or the chicken breast plus the beef patty. I thought that was something unique that I haven't really, I don't really see most places, but I really enjoy because I really enjoy both of those things. And I think their prices are set them apart slightly because for some reason, a lot of fast food these days is more expensive and doesn't seem to be that, a great value. So I gave it a 65 just for that. So overall, chicken beef was given a final score of 82.9, which ended up being the highest rating out of our 3 locations for our group members. So for our choice of supplier that we're going to go with, we've decided to choose the chicken beef location as a supplier. So it's a fast food chain with multiple locations around northern France, specializing in chicken and beef, obviously. They offer a menu of various burgers, chicken sandwiches, wraps, and a couple other similar items such as like chicken fingers, nuggets, as well as fries. So as I discussed in my previous video, their burgers are fairly basic. The selection they have is fairly basic. But I think that's a strength because that's similar to what would be desired by a school population. I mean, people at school aren't looking for some really out there burgers. They're looking for basic, something good, reliable, consistent. So I think that having a basic menu is a strength. And even though it's basic, there is a decent list of customization options. You can take off anything you want, add anything you want. There's various add-ons you can get, etc. So you can craft the burger exactly how you like it. So again, I think that's perfect for students. The menu is very affordable. Like I said, again, only one combo is above 10 euros. And if you're ordering something by itself, it can be, 5, 6 euros, 7 maybe. So that's pretty affordable for students, especially considering that the portions are actually pretty sizable. Sometimes you go to McDonald's and you're going to pay a certain price. What you're getting is a very small portion, and it's not exactly what students are looking for. You're more looking for to squeeze in a big burger between classes, whatever the case is. So yeah, the affordability, very great, perfect for students if you're again inputting it into a school, because students are operating on limited budgets. And again, the portions are very sizable. The chicken and beef franchise is around 5 years old from what I was able to find. So, being around 5 years old, we can view them as a reputable supplier, especially because since conception, they've opened multiple other locations around the region. So that's a helpful signal of reliability for our choice. The staff is very friendly and accommodating. They seem that like they've worked in that location, at least at the one that I was at. Seems like they've worked there for a while. They get along well and they have the processes. They're very quick with their service, reasonable with their service. Seem very experienced with what they're doing. So I think that would be, again, reliable to input into a school location. The For cleanliness and standards, observing the kitchen. I could see the kitchen directly from where I was waiting for my order. Seemed like everything was going well there. Gloves, hair nets, whatever the case was. So all those practices seem to be good. They seem overall like a reputable supplier that would fit well into a school. And yes.